Hi traders, welcome to this FXDD video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. My name is Chris from Elite Currency. I'm going to take a look at the charts for the next couple of days. First of all though, this risk disclaimer explains the fact that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that, and this video is for informational and educational purposes only. Don't forget to subscribe to the FXDD YouTube channel to catch all of the videos like this from Nennet and myself and the live webinars. If you want to join the live webinars, you can do that through the following links here. Top one, the trading webinars, and the bottom one for live educational webinars with Nennet and myself. All right, this is the euro dollar, and price was so far unable to break through the 111.75 resistance zone. 2 weeks ago, we had one attempt last week, and now all failed. But that said, after the price fell earlier this week, it doesn't seem to be able to push through 110.70 support either, for the moment at least. Price is still out there and is right at the previous lows of the last 2 weeks. So key zone as well. So I think we gotta need price to break through 110.60 or above 111.60 before there's a clear breakout up or down and a clear decision about the next direction. If it does fall lower, I expect price to fall down to 110, maybe 109.50. I would put a fib from here to here. Due to the momentum that I see on this chart, I think that a bearish breakout will have some struggle at 110 or 109.40 at the 61 or the 78.6 fib, which could be bouncing spots perhaps. Now, it depends. If price falls into this zone and then goes sideways, that of course would be bearish. In that case, the 20 EMA flips back down. There's price action below the 20 EMA, there's momentum below the 20 EMA, and there's a good chance that that bear flag will then break to the downside. However, if price breaks through 110.60 and it hits these levels and flies up like that and then makes a flag, that actually looks bullish, and that flag could indicate a continuation higher. Now, on lower time frames, let's zoom into daily here. All right, there we go. So this momentum up. We had a downtrend obviously on the euro dollar. First of all, that broke a long time ago already, and that breakout happened here above the 20 EMA, and price made it up to the 144 EMA. Now so far price has been kind of caught in between the 21 support and the 144 EMA resistance. So we need a winner basically to break out. If it does break to the downside, we see a head and shoulders level here. That could be another reason for a bounce, by the way. So that it's kind of the breakout terrain for downside if it pushes through 110.60. For the moment, we got strong bearish candles, but still price right at support. And if I look at the daily chart, it could easily still be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, on the 4-hour chart, this looks a little bit like an ABC correction, a flat, right? Previous tops equal, previous bottoms could be equal. So very clear to me is that if price breaks through 110.60, that should indicate more downside, and there should be a breakout. So in that case, there's momentum here clearly, and that would be a follow through down to 110, if not even down to 109.40. So 110 flag maybe down lower. Then we'll have to see how price responds in this zone. Flag sideways or good reaction. Otherwise, this could easily be still 1, 2, wave 3, a 4, for instance, or like this, 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. All of that still remains possible. So I think that on the hourly chart, we'll have to see how price responds to the 21 EMA. If it bounces here and then starts to break through, it's a bear flag probably. And I would consider trading to the downside, but I would still be careful of the downside. What I would want to see is a pretty good 4-hour candle that could solidify this break, and then I would be looking for a pullback of that 4-hour candle, probably back into the 110.70 zone, 110.60 zone, and then looking for a continuation down to 110. If, however, price on the hourly chart doesn't bounce at the bear flag, but breaks the bear flag and the 20 EMA, and I see momentum up to the 144 EMA, and then the flag, that looks bullish to me, and I'll be looking for upside up to 111.60, and if it breaks through 111.60, then I'll be looking for upside up to 112.25, 50, and even 113. Okay, then there's an uptrend continuation, obviously. So for the moment, I'm not that interested in upside unless there's clear momentum into the 20 EMA, flag, and continuation like that, in my view. All right, pound dollar. Now, pound dollar is making a sideways zone, but it's sailing above the 144 EMA because this uptrend this momentum was so strong that price is still way above the 144 EMA. So ultimately, this is still aligned to the upside, but we are getting some kind of correction. ABC, maybe ABCDE, for instance. Ultimately, though, as long as price goes sideways like that, it is more prone to break to the upside. Now, for the moment, this is candle number 11 that hasn't made a higher high. So more correction this week likely, but next week, in my view, next week there could be a breakout to the upside above 129.80, 130, and a continuation up to 132.50. If it does move lower, then I still think there could be a bouncing zone here at 127.50, 120, 128, previous bottoms basically, the 144 EMA, the round level. So if it does find rejection at the weekly pivot point as it moves higher like this, then if it finds rejection there, that will be kind of the zone where price could still find support. If it breaks through that, of course, that would change things. Then it looks more bearish and there could be a further fall. But 127.50, only below 127.50. If it breaks above the weekly pivot point, it's also breaking above the 21 EMA. I would not trade that. But then it does change things. In that case, there's a clear break of this resistance trend line as well. And if there's a clear momentum above 129, I will be looking for a flag and continuation higher, just like the euro dollar. I wouldn't trade the breakout now, personally, on the pound to the upside because it's still, it's below the 20 EMA. But if there is a break, I would consider looking for a pullback and continuation. I would be very careful though, because of the potential of a triangle as well, like that. But I would definitely be keeping my eyes open for how it pulls back and if there's a good bounce at the after retracement and stuff like that. Downside, I'm a little bit hesitant here about trading it, obviously due to the uptrend alignment. I mean, if it does break through this trend line, that could be a breakout that I could consider because of the potential space from here down to 128, 127.50. But I would take it with a very small risk because ultimately there's not a lot of space here and it is counter trend. So yeah, maybe a small risk there on a lower time frame for a small move down. Otherwise, this is a bouncing spot. Candlestick patterns in this zone make sense. And once again, breakout, I wouldn't trade, but if I see a nice pullback, I might consider that for upside. Ultimately, the best potential for the pound dollar, I think, is if I see a clear breakout that is closing above these levels here on the 4-hour chart. I know it's high, but that would really confirm it. Otherwise, it's still vulnerable to being a triangle. All right, that wraps it up for now. Thanks for joining. See you in the live webinar with FXDD tomorrow on Thursday, or else, of course, next week. Good trading. See you soon. Cheers.